I was sitting there one Sunday in April, 10 years ago, watching Ten Commandments.
Right.
I was sitting there watching the Ten Commandments because that's what you do on Passover.
Right.
Because they show it on TV. She'd gotten a job at the Pottery Barn or something, so she came in from the end of the sale, and she walked in with a couple, she had bought some stuff too. And she walked in, sees me just sitting there watching, so let it be written, so let it be done, And she walked in, and she goes, "Oh shit, is it Passover?" And she throws the bags in the air, and jives on the phone, calls all of her relatives in New Jersey, and hey, hey, blah, 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 like all this stuff to my Gentile ears. I was just like, I don't understand, but you are the world's worst Jew, because Charlton Heston had to tell you it was Passover. But she, my wife has a background in original art sales. Because when we first get into comics, I don't know how it was when you first got in, but there was no primer for how to handle your finances. The fact that you have to pay your own taxes, you're not like a regular human being. And I got behind the 8 ball, and I stayed behind the 8 ball for the first 15 years of my career, barely staying one hop ahead of the hump, as they say. And Allison's background is in original art sales. She used to work with the Warner Brothers stores and those galleries they had.
Okay. And
she would sell original art. And when we first started going out, she said, "Let me try to sell some of your art for you." And I said, "Yeah, all right." And she got triple what my original dealer was getting. And I was like, "Hey, let's get married." She's actually really good at helping me come up with this stuff for this gallery show, but I'm a little nervous about it.
So is she finding or borrowing stuff from other collectors for the show?
No, because I guess the bottom line of a gallery show is art for sale.
Okay.
She says nothing's more frustrating than going to a gallery and there's already sold stickers on everything. So I have to just sort of crack the whip this summer. And for some strange reason, I just got handed more work in the last month and a half than I have had in the last 10 years. I did the covers for Catwoman for 4 years, and when Catwoman got canceled, not my fault, the DC decided to just put me on variant covers. The covers where it's like, okay, if you buy 10 issues of this, order 10 issues of this book, for every 10 copies you get a variant cover. So I was sort of this dealer incentive, and I've been a dealer incentive for the last 3 years. And I'm going, do you guys really like using me, or are you just keeping me out of working for Marvel? And
No, they're using. I think that's a smart idea financially, because people are like, those of us who would tear your covers off the books, because all we really cared about was your cover artwork. The people buying those will be glad to buy extra copies just to get one cover by you.
But they can't get the extra copies because they're like, oh, you're right. I see what you mean. They have to buy so many of the original versions. Right. But like, they've just handed me a bunch of work for actual books that are like, I'll be the real cover artist, and like issue 1s and stuff like that. And it's just like, I'm never gonna have any time to do this artwork for this gallery show. But we're just gonna stockpile. We're gonna stockpile all the art for these assignments.
I was gonna say, the stuff that you're doing for DC could go in the gallery, couldn't it?
Yeah. And it's hopefully it'll be nice, because it's all like, hey, here's the cover for issue 1 of bleh, or whatever. And I don't know how you feel, but I love the fact nowadays, since we hand in our artwork digitally, that the time-honored chimp practice of art returns is no longer something we have to worry about. Your artwork never leaves your home.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I remember the thing that made me go, I will never hand in an original piece of artwork to Marvel again, because they sent back a drawing of Silver Sable I had done in a swimsuit for one of those Marvel swimsuit issues they did all throughout the 90s. And it was a really, really big piece, about this big. A FedEx box they had that day was only about this big, so they folded it and stuffed it in the box. And I kind of went, yeah, I'm going digital. I'm going to hand this stuff in on disc. But for things like the purposes of art sales or having gallery shows, it is really nice where they, it goes from your drawing table to your scanner to your files, and you're done.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, how are we doing on time, kids? 2 o'clock. Was it a 1-hour panel? Or
We're finished?
I'm declaring it a 1-hour panel, and a fairly successful one, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Hughes, Kevin Nowlan.